Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
Fuck Shed Store, Alex.
And a fuck Shed Store to you too, Jeremy. and a merry fuck Shed Store to all.
Top and bottom and left and right of the fuck Shed Store to you.
Fuck Shed Store.
To anybody who's tuning into this for the first time, they're like, what is this show? Like, what is going on?
The guy who owns Shed Store goes, do you know what? I've heard a lot about Twitch. I think I should check it out. Let's look at this random channel. Fuck Shed Store. Oh, I've wasted my life. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started, the ranty podcast, live stream, broadcast, where we talk about what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right, what's hap, what's nap, what's cool, what's not. I'll tell you what's not cool. Fucking Shed Store. I'm Alex. You're drinking. I'm drinking too. That's Jeremy. Here we all are.
I'm trying to drink, yeah. Because I was just so... Little cute girl with a raid of 4. Thank you very much. I think we
This raid missed my amazingly slick intro that I just made up.
I think we killed a lot of little cute girl's momentum by being on at 9 rather than on 20 to 9. Because you're like, right, yep, that's the mac and cheese done. Are these pricks? No, they haven't started yet.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
fucking pricks.
Yes. Thank you for the raid, though. Popped in, obviously, to watch and chat at the end of your stream. I realized that you had finished your mac and cheese, and you're like, hurry up. I can't hold this.
I mean, under a normal kind of day, we might have been in a position to start 10 minutes earlier or something.
I mean, I was ready.
At the point that she was done, my child was trying to throw up everywhere and was just being generally a pain in the backside. So, but more on that when we get into
more
this
on that
happening.
in the nap section.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm good. You might have to turn me down a little bit on your speakers because I can hear myself feeding back a little bit.
I can put my headphones in. That is something I can do.
I would do that if I were you. Yeah. Because
I
can definitely hear myself. And while that is such an immensely pleasurable experience.
We swear sometimes on this podcast. Yes, we do. So I can't hear you at all because I'm just working out the chords of my... it's the game everyone's playing. Untangle your headphones. They're still tangled up.
We have a bit of fun with this on Cocktails and Bullshit, where we just call Alex a prick until he... Oh, hey, Alex, how's it going?
By the way, the other day, I mean, obviously, this is so fucking bullshit. Look at that. Looks like a treble clef. That's actually really cool. I wonder if I can keep it like that. Imagine if someone did that, if they were a music person, went, I just tangled up my headphones like it's a treble clef. It's like, fuck off, dickhead. Yeah.
Is the little one okay now? She was fine the whole time. She was just kind of being melodramatic and 3 years old. And yeah, I'll explain when we get to that, because it was definitely nap.
I do like the fact that every time you send me down for doing cocktails and bullshit, I walk out of that door over there you can't see, and Captain Brilliant's like, that motherfucker, where's he gone? Now he's going downstairs. It's like, this is always funny and probably true. So all I see is worse than Voyager. Is the little one okay now? Worse than what? Your little one is worse than Voyager? My goodness.
That's a hard question to answer.
Is the snot worse than it?
I love them both.
Yes.
My child and Voyager.
So if you've never seen this show before, we do talk a lot of nonsense about things we hate with a passion and things we like, I guess. And we get started on all manner of subjects. Normally, they're subjects that the chat suggests. Basically. But there's lots of lovely little segments. Undertale Lover 101 Suck, or 101's UK. We haven't worked out where you live, actually. Is it Evan? Did we work out your name?
I think it was Evan, yes, if I'm remembering correctly. So. That was a whole 24 hours ago.
I know, exactly. It was. Also, you'll forgive me, there were various other Undertale named people in that stream. I was just like, everyone's like, You know that meme of Spider-Man pointing at himself. You know that one.
Yes.
That's how I felt last night. It's like, I like Undertale. No, I like Undertale. Do you like Undertale? I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like you.
And I think the truth is, everyone likes Undertale because it's
Yes.
just so good.
It is really good. Do you remember when we started watching that? You started watching, I started playing it. We started playing it, and we're like, the fuck is this?
Oh, I was still asking that all the way to the end, but I can
Especially
say
at the end.
what the fuck is this while simultaneously really enjoying myself. So
Yeah. Toby Fox, we salute you.
Undertale is on sale on PSN. It's on PlayStation. Oh, that makes things even easier. That makes things even easier. Okay,
Everyone
I'll pick it
should
up
get it.
on
Everyone should
PlayStation.
play it. We all love it. I was thinking about playing it earlier, actually. Again,
Just randomly. Yeah.
I just thought what annoyed me with only one save location for it is that you can't just keep playing various different. You can't have you can't go to one which is entitled genocide, pacifist, blah blah blah. You kind of stuck it until you're done. So, remember the Toriel mask killing Asgore? Do I remember? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be dining out on that one for fucking years. I'll be like the hardcorest of all the gamers now. Now that legitimized me as a gamer. I think so. Yes, I do remember it. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, being as the chat is basically running through our list of haps and naps, should we crack straight into the segment we like to call "This Is Happening"? Let's do it.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
I thought you were going into a bit of a Crystal Maze theme. This is happening. This is where we talk about the hap things, which are good things, and nap things, which are bad things. I say that every time because there's always a chance that someone's not seen it before, especially in the case of Evan.
Yeah.
So
another thing I should point out, because there are some new subscribers, that if you are a subscriber, that means you have a little Jez in your name, and that's really the most important thing here. But you can also activate hap and nap graphics on the screen as we talk. So
how do you do that?
So I'll do one in the chat. So you put exclamation point to start, and then you do the word hap or the word nap, followed by the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 for haps, and 1, 2, and 3 for naps. So hap 2 is that one. If you're a subscriber, you can do that. If you're not, you should subscribe so you can do that. I don't have the money to subscribe. Well, maybe one day, if you hang out long enough, somebody will be kind enough to gift you a subscription or something like that.
You don't. By the way, you
Live
don't have the fact that you're here at all is amazing. You don't have to worry about paying for that sort of stuff. Plus, it goes to Jeremy and not me anyway. So, obviously, I'm going to dissuade you.
Save your money for my stream, says Alex.
When you see me next, you give me those bits. This is what 2020 has done to me. So we like to talk about what's hap, and in the chat you can say what's hap, that's good, and what nap, that's bad. So for example, make an affiliate is hap. For little cute girl, it is hap. Congratulations.
That's actually on my hap list. See, I told you the chat is just nailing this for us. Yeah, getting little cute girl to affiliate is definitely hap.
Jez equals shed store. Oh, is that
harsh.
Is that Conspiracy theory?
That cuts me deep. That does. That's harsh.
The end of season 1 reveal that you are the head of Shed. That's like season 3 reveal.
Executive producer.
All this time. Right. Yes. What is hap for you, Jeremy?
So the first thing that's hap, I have a shed.
Shed down.
It's not just a pile of wood on the floor, minus felt. There is actually a shed. And do you know what makes the shed even better?
There's stuff in it.
Well, but I didn't build it, mostly.
Illegal hands to the shed.
That's pretty much all I did. Oh, Bagdukin, thank you very much for the 50 bits. Thank you very much. Thought I'd come in, spread my love on you, and leave. I appreciate when people spread their love quickly and then get the fuck out of there. That's how I roll. Come in, spread your love, and off you go. Thank you very much for the 50 bits. It's much appreciated. So yeah,
what my question is with NFL related.
Yeah, you love doing you should, like, you coached with me a few years ago when I was coaching American football. Maybe you should have gone into officiating instead, because you just love signals.
Oh, I do. I like, that's a good one, isn't it? And like, that's a good one. Intentional grounding.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it. I have to do it up here because anyway. So illegal hands to the shed. Shed violation. Who was holding the shed up?
I was holding the shed up. That was pretty much my entire role. While my father-in-law did the rest of the work in the pouring rain. Literally in the pouring rain. It was absolutely pissing down. You may recall the halcyon days of Saturday, where it was the wettest day probably of the whole year.
Well, I mean, I don't really think about these things. I mean, yeah, it's pretty wet here too.
Yeah, it was so wet that he went to procure a gazebo from our loft so that you could put the gazebo up over the shed and do the assembly of the shed in the dry, underneath, relatively. It was pretty funny. And as you'll recall, I'd thrown my back out, so I was like trying to do as little as possible, and I succeeded.
I think it's impressive. So, Hap, you have a shed. Come hell or high shed store, you have a shed. And it's
Future Wolfington has raided with a party of 8, bringing the noise. Thanks very much, Wolfie. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started.
A fuck shed store to you, sir.
And welcome to everyone that's come along with Future Wolfington. My name is Jez. That is Alex. I pointed the right way. Rhett's mad. Thanks for the follow. Oh, says RG Crowder. I tell you, who can do a fantastic werewolf or wolf in general. My daughter.
Really?
Yes.
Is she here now?
She's not. She's in bed, trying not to choke on her own snot. Thank you for the follow, RG Crowder, and thank you for the howl. Yeah, I went to pick her up from nursery one day, and the guy that is in charge of her key worker, as it were, was like, and we discovered a new thing about Hannah today. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But like, hopefully it isn't that, she's thrown herself down the stairs and has bruises I don't know about, and you've called social services. And it was, she does a wonderful werewolf howl. I'm like,
so specific.
Really? Like, this is new to me. And I'm like, Hannah, can you do a werewolf howl? And she's like, yeah, I can. But yeah, that's a werewolf howl, and that is very good. Congratulations.
It's happening. I've noticed your desire for the Toriel mask. It's coming out. It's coming out.
He's only mentioned it 6 or 7 times.
It is a good mask, man. I appreciate your love of it. Hey, listen, he's Undertale lover. It's on brand for him.
There's nowhere else he could go.
I like how Future Wolfington's on brand. Everyone's howling. Love it. Gotta love it. What Future Wolfington? What were you playing before you got here? That's what I want to know. This is Hap or Nap. Hap or Nap. This is happening now.
This is where we are. Yeah.
So you can put yours in.
Your arrival. Hap.
And the first Hap was Jez has got a shed up.
But I promised in our Discord and everywhere else that there would be Shed Story Part 3. Because
Shed Story, mate, you've been holding on to that one. That's so good.
Despite all the help that I received and the little bit of work that I did, it was not a straightforward experience.
No, it never is with Shed Store.
Shed Store cursed us once more with their eternal bullshit.
How?
So we're putting the bits together. We've got the floor base bit out. Oh my god, it's Raid City tonight. Justin Classic raiding with his party of 6. Thank you very much, Justin.
I love it. Stay for the stings.
There is so much raid. Hang around. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started, the Ranty Banty podcast where we basically chat shit and vent about stuff. I'm currently venting the third part of my story about my fucking shed.
Shed. You've joined at the right time.
Goomaster34, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Hope you enjoy. So we're putting the floor base bit down, and we're kind of attaching the walls. The first thing is that we're putting the walls up, and the wall is in two parts.
Okay.
And it's like, you built this...
Side...
Yeah, like, so the side wall, the longest part of the shed, is in two parts. And it's like, really? You built this from scratch. Like, you put all the panels together. You made me wait 6 weeks for this, and you're telling me that you couldn't have just done one big panel to give me actual stability to this shed? No.
Like,
but that wasn't even the bullshit thing. That was just okay, fuck shed store, right? Okay, carry on. So we're going through the instructions, and what we find almost immediately is that it's the wrong instructions for the completely wrong shed.
Fuck shed store. Can I get a fuck shed store, please?
Can I get a fuck shed store?
Can I get a fuck shed store?
Stores in the chat, please. Finally on break. Fuck shed store, am I right? You are spot on, Rooster.
Fuck shed store on 3. You need a fucking shed emoji, mate.
I do need a shed emoji now, yeah. Like, oh my god, all of these fuck shed stores coming in. It's amazing.
Fucking everybody goes for it. Fuck shed store.
This is a thing.
Oh,
so the instructions themselves aren't so bad, okay? It's a shed. You can kind of work out what the fuck to do, yeah?
Yeah, sides and a ceiling or whatever. A roof, floor, door.
But the instructions are packaged with all of the fixings and the brackets and all of the stuff that you need. So, do we have all the parts? Not really fucking sure. Onto the chat with Shed Store. You'll remember my fated first conversation with Faith.
Oh, I love what you just said, by the way, but carry on.
And the
a lovely alliteration.
The useless fucking bullshit that she put me through in trying to get the felt that should have fucking come with my shed, but fuck me, right?
Yeah, previously on this channel.
Previously on Don't Get Me Started.
Was Jez explaining how the shed came without felt, and this is where it came from, and the arguments thereof. Sorry, please continue.
So on the chat, I didn't do it this time. Wife Caristub went straight to them, and Demi was the fortunate soul to meet our conversation this time. I'm convinced fully that this is a company of like 2 people, and they just fucking make up names. No, I haven't had Demi before. It was Faith. It was Faith, and it's Demi this time. And when Wolfington chatted to them on Facebook, that was a completely different person. And when Captain Brilliant chatted to them on Facebook, that was a completely different person. And it seems to be they just make up random people's names. Like, who shall I be today, to make it seem like we've got an employee base of 100.
They went to the list of unused names.
They've got one of those baby names books like
Oscar.
Satan. No, it's a bit on the nose. Demi, right. That's close enough. They didn't respond to my felt question. They may feel that the jig is up, future Wolfington.
Dishonor to your shed house. This chat is fucking nailing it tonight. I love you guys. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and it was basically, you've sent us the wrong instructions to the shed, so can't put the shed together, don't have the right fixings. What the fuck? And her immediate answer was, here's the instructions, emailed over. Not, sorry, let's try and make that right. In typical Shed Store fashion, it was just, here's the instructions.
Hey, well, at least there's that. Yeah. Maybe there's life, or maybe there's hope for Shed Store yet.
And to their not so much credit, but maybe 1 point. Like, score 1 to Shed Store, putting them on minus 390.12. To be fair, I told them they were twats, says Keris.
To be fair, I told them they were twats. I think they know they're twats. Twats know they're twats a lot of the time.
We're both here, just cooking. Fuck Shedster all the same. That's all we need from you, Lady Soro. When Captain Brilliant has got when Captain Soro has got 2 seconds, just tell him to come in and drop a fuck Shedster and all.
Do you know something? Jeremy? Can I just pause your story just for one time? Before, when we first did this,
there's not much to it anymore.
Okay, that's cool. In which case, maybe this is the end then. But like, we used to call this show "Covideo Killed the Radio Star."
We did,
because it was a good pun on COVID. Covideo Killed the Radio Star. We thought we'd use it, and we dropped it because one of the segments we did was called "Don't Get Me Started," and we said people will eventually get bored of COVID and it'll just annoy people. We'll just call it "Don't Get Me Started." But do you know what? If it had happened now, this show would just be called "Fuck Shed Store," and everyone would just have to get on board with why it was called, like that abstract, crazy names. Like, why? Tell me, why did you call it "Fuck Shed Store"? It's like, well, so if you want to change the name again, I'm fine with that.
Keris is continuing the story for me in the chat. She's she's all over it. So if I have to buy extra fittings because you've given me the wrong fucking ones, what are you going to do about it? I'm building the fucking shed right now. I don't have time to wait. It's pissing down with rain. Like, we're putting on the felt that you didn't fucking provide to make that part of waterproof, because if we get water on the roof part without felt on it, then it's fucked. So
then ultimately, yeah,
and they're like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, if you keep the receipt, we might refund it. I'm sure the word "might" was in there.
Don't commit. There's the manager's like, don't commit to anything or you're fucking fired.
Don't commit to anything. This is the prick that wanted the fucking felt that we were supposed to provide him.
By the way, I kind of look back through all these "Fuck Shed Store." I love how Rooster Beast is like, finally on the break. Fuck Shed Store. Am I right? The timing of you guys is so on point. I love it.
I'll start working on the song, says Rooster. I'll send it to you guys next week so you can debut it. Yes. Fuck Shed Store. I love it. I can't wait.
Can it be like the bodies hit the floor? Could it be a bit Drowning Pool-esque kind of something Fuck Shed Store? I can't work out with the first bit, but it writes itself.
We're not musicians. Let's leave it to the experts.
Yeah,
you're kind of a musician.
Yes, but I will leave it to a songwriter.
Christmas number one. Hey, I tell you what. No, that's never going to happen. Never mind. I won't say it.
There was one I was trying to think of. Could we do a kind of like, I wish it could be locked down every day, right?
I didn't say next week. Okay, you're right. You didn't. I'm putting you on a time pressure. See you next week.
If we pay him, he'll probably come through. Yes. Do you know what? If I was a Shed Store employee and you rang me up about that sort of stuff and saying, what are we going to do? It's in the rain. I would have trolled the shit out of you just to double down and say, well, maybe you should put all the stuff in your existing shed or something like that. Or maybe I should say, put all your stuff in your shed while it's raining or something like that. And you'd be like, I don't have one yet.
The felt that we provided you with, sir, you will find it is waterproof. Put all of your things under the felt. Fuck you!
Make yourself a suit out of felt that you've bought from a shop which isn't us. But so this is kind of hap/nap for you, isn't it? Because it's hap that it's up, but nap in the manner that you had to get it up, as it were.
Yes. It was a struggle to get it up.
Well, in a man of advancing years, etc., and so forth. So, blah, 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 blah.
I've kind of dominated this so far, so I'd like to hear a hap from you.
Can I get a hap? Yeah, you can. I've got to remember my haps by looking at the show notes. I'll tell you what. Obviously, the hap for everybody, especially for me, was me completing Undertale. Finally completing Undertale. Very happy about that. Not least the fact that there was some sketchy moments in that.
You still don't have a Toriel mask on. Just saying.
Oh no! Well, I was building to
Just channel my inner Undertale lover.
Undertale. I was encouraged by my niece and by Keris to try and defeat Asgore wearing my Halloween mask that I had on the Halloween stream we did for Cocktails and Bullshit.
Can I just add an addendum to that? That he was encouraged to do so in the Toriel mask because the impression was it couldn't have made him any fucking worse at the game. An Undertale lover will attest to this. He was being the drizzling shits trying to defeat Asgore. It was going terribly.
It was fine.
Awful play.
It was mediocre.
The worst thing I have ever experienced since Shedstorm.
What? Oh my god. Yes, no, it was in all of your Undertale viewing, Jeremy, it was
in all 5 or whatever it is weeks.
In all Asgore fights that you have witnessed, I was definitely the shittest. But I was encouraged to wear my Toriel mask. Now, if you know Undertale at all, this is my Toriel mask that I made for Cocktails and Bullshit to be Toriel for our thing. And then I brought it out again yesterday. And then my niece was like, wear it to make the fight. And we all had a good giggle. And I went, ha, 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 what would happen if I smashed it wearing the mask? And then I smashed it wearing the mask. And it was fucking amazing. Here you go. Here you go, Evan. There's me wearing my mask. Where's my stick?
Sticky
my
stick.
girlfriend's
Stick.
I know. Sticky, sticky, stick. Yes. Here's me. Death by stick. Toriel still dead. Man, I tell you what, Asgore lays it on fucking thick, doesn't he? It's like, if only I could see my wife one more time. And I'm like, oh yeah, funny story. I hope a flower kills you. Spoilers. So, thank you. Hey, no problems, Evan. I'll always do my best to try and please you. Not you particularly, but you, everybody. So if wearing a mask makes you happy, I'm happy to do it. That sounded far more sexy than I meant it to. Let's hope. Let's move along. So, really beautiful. Yeah, so that was what made me happy, actually, completing that game. It's such a wonderful game, and we all seem to love it. We love Undertale, a proportion of which, the opposite of which, we hate Shedstorm. Do you know what I mean? I think they're in negative. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. Yes. They are.
When you think about the extremes, like polar extremes, the extreme happiness is Undertale. The extreme displeasure is Shedstorm. I completely understand what you're saying.
Perfect.
Goomaster knows what's up. I hate Undying the Undying.
Well, she died in. Well, no, she didn't die to me because I spared her because I was doing like a semi
being a
passive
pussy.
Well, I wasn't a pussy when I killed Toriel, right? Never hit. By the way, that makes me all the feels at the end of that, and I feel things easily. So yeah, happy days. So that was what made me happy, completing that game. So now I have to select another game to put in its place, and that's always good. So that's my hap. One of my haps. Oh, and the other bit is Flowey's dead. By the way, here's the other thing: is that at the beginning, Flowey attacks you, and all the way through, I'm saying, I'm going to kill Flowey, I'm going to kill Flowey. And at the very last, that's a stupid fight. I think Toby Fox just got bored and went, let's just throw some shit in. I was like, you have an opportunity to spare Flowey. And I'm like, nah, I've sold this entire stream on the basis that I'm going to kill this flower. And even when I did it, there was no real pomp and circumstance to it. It's just like, well, you're dead, I guess. Roll credits. Little cute girl hitting all her emotes. Play Quake 2. I hadn't even considered playing Quake or Quake 2, Eddie Stone, actually. I was thinking of playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and I probably will play Detroit Become Human, because that looks like a Westworldy kind of game and one we can all have a laugh with. So please come and watch those. Maybe. My hap says Carrots. Making Among Us biscuits. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, she's been dropping this in a few times to try and prompt me. It's like it's in my notes. I'm not gonna fucking forget. They're there, okay? I'm getting to it. Because the nice segue I was going to throw in, that the hap was getting Little Cute Girl to affiliate. But then the hap, thank you for the bits, Goomaster. Appreciate it. The hap that came from that was just how inspirational she's been with her cooking streams. The amount of people that I've heard, both in our network and outside it, that are like, yeah, I'm going to go and cook some things because, you know, I'm inspired and stuff. And Karis is one of those people. And using the new Among Us biscuit stencil that she bought, I'm going to have to try and do this. Yeah, it's a cookie cutter, but she's made biscuits. Let's make it clear. Cookies and biscuits are different things.
I think
50 for the biscuits. Well, you haven't You haven't seen them yet, mate. It might be worth a bit more than 50. I'm just saying. I can do this without spilling them. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
mate,
Ah!
they look amazing.
I can't do this without spilling them.
Just hold one up. Pick one up. The red one. I like red.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Stop being sensible and clever, you.
I don't know, it just came to me, mate.
There's a red one.
I love these so much, guys. These are come on, orange is sus. Just saying.
I told you it was worth more than 50. Thanks, Rooster.
Yeah. By the way,
bit of green.
Honestly, Keris.
Here's the coup d'etat. Check out the decoration on this one.
Oh wow!
It's even been given a
little hat.
It's hard to do air quotes holding a biscuit.
You heard it here first. Keris, those are fucking stunning, and I think everyone in the chat agrees that they look.
So
amazing.
I'm going to eat this one because I'm not a massive fan of icing, so I'm just going to go for a plain one. I
think that as you should play Among Us with these cookies, and as they get killed, you should eat them.
No argument.
Like, orange is dead. Ow, ow, ow. Hap, my emotes that Nova Charter made me got approved within hours. That's really cool, and they're cute and lovely. Can I get Keris the bits? I'm not even getting any bits here.
Yeah, you can get Keris the bits.
Gold. Bloody hell, these guys.
All my money is her money anyway, so you know. Yeah.
I'm only being outrageous. Okay, yeah. So I was just going to see if there's anything else that I was happy about. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've been watching Bly Manor, which is the kind of spiritual successor and acting successor to Haunting of Hill House. And so far, I'm loving Bly Manor. So I would say if you've got Netflix, you should check it out. It's really good.
What's it about?
Check out the other one as well. Having a good time. Having a ball. Bly Manor is good, Carmen Rider Wizard. I agree. I've got to an episode where they've decided the writers have clearly watched another show that I like, The Living and the Dead, and they've started to fuck with you a little bit. And they've I think at one point, one of the episodes is incredibly creatively filmed and put together, but it tells us fuck all. So, it's all style over content. I'm like, I do love this. And it's like, what did you learn from that episode? Not very much. All right, okay, great. So, but even so, I do love Bly Manor. So do check that out. 100 for Keris.
I've been eating this whole time.
No, you have. That's why I'm talking. I'm just letting you eat. Yes, I'm running out of things to watch actually on Netflix now. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not because I've been watching. Oh, we'll get to this in a bit. I've been watching Voyager. 30 Seconds of Voyager. It's perfectly splendid. Hey, that's nice, Carmen Wizard. I got what you did, and I loved it.
I think you can post a link. Wolfington? I don't know. I've just tried to permit you. It didn't seem to do anything.
Posting?
No, it didn't.
Wolfington.
It doesn't ban you like Captain Sora's stream does for trying to do a link.
Oh, yeah.
Whisper it to me and I'll post it. But yes.
We trust you, Wolfington.
I do.
Do you have any naps?
I do have naps.
I mean,
it was just, the final saga of Shed Store that was now.
Yes.
But then 20 minutes before my stream began, as we have alluded to,
yes,
my child decided to wake up and make out like she was gonna throw up everywhere. And I thought she'd thrown up on the bed. I was sat there watching Little Cute Girl stream, watching the camera at the same time. Be right back, child vom.
This is what Keris is there for. Was she making the cookies at the time?
She was there with the child vomiting. And it turns out she wasn't vomiting. She was kind of half choking on snot. And there's nothing wrong with that in general. Oh my God, why is this? There's nothing wrong with that in general. But have you ever tried? I'm sure the answer to this is no, but there may be somebody who can relate with it in the chat. Have you ever tried to teach a 3-year-old to fucking blow their nose?
I have never. I was there the other day when we were watching the Bears beat my beloved Bucks, and you were trying to get her to do it. She wasn't having it.
So she's got to the stage of the cold now where it's like thick sludge in your sinuses. And I'm like, yeah, it isn't going to improve until you get that crap out of your nose. Until you can blow that out and just get rid of it forever, it's not going to go. So she's there every day going, breathing it back into her brain. I'm like, it's not getting better. You got to drink lots of water. You got to blow your nose. And she's like, I'm like, okay, you be 3 then. You enjoy that, because there's only so much I can do to help you, my child. If you won't do it, like, no. I'm like, okay, it really doesn't affect me. You're the one with the problem here.
With the cold.
So you enjoy that. I'll come back to you in a couple of years and see how you feel about it then.
How's that not still there? And
so today, as she is choking on it, like she's crying, I'm like, well, you need to cut that out for a start. That's creating more snot. Let's just Itchnay on the crying vey, and let's sort that out. And more snot's coming. She's still just going. I'm like, yep, that ain't doing shit, is it? No, that's really not helping you. Like, here you go. I'll hold the tissue over your nose. All you have to do is go the opposite of the thing you've been doing excruciatingly for the past 2 weeks. And it's like, no, not doing that. Like, her nana earlier was like, well, just put your finger over one nostril and then blow with the other, because that's kind of fun. And she was like, no. I'm like, seriously, child, this isn't for our benefit. We give 0 fucks whether you blow your nose or not.
We got no dog in this game.
Don't care. My relaxed kind of parenting style may be coming through in this stream a little bit, but I'm trying to help you here. So you shouting at me no and getting all pissed off at me for trying to help you, you can do that. It doesn't bother me. It does not bother me.
Can't spell snot without no, Jeremy. Smot. Snot is nap. Yeah, and by the way, seeing that link, I love that T-shirt. Thank you very much.
I didn't click on the link. I just posted it. Let's have a.
Do have a look at it. I looked at it, and that's why I was laughing. Lady Sora can't blow her nose. Facts about Lady Sora.
Oh, what the fuck? Get out of the way, advert. Shed store. Fuck me, right?
Fuck me, right?
Did you make that? Did you make that, Wolfington? That's great. I did try to put it on the stream, but it's not working. Let's have another go.
Mate, it was fun making it. Hey, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Why doesn't it want to show? That's weird.
Grape Jolly Ranchers forever alter the flavor of your mucus. Man, you're just full of facts. Don't you have a fact? Do we have a fact? Oh, no, I don't. Not anymore.
Don't know why that isn't working. There we go.
Excellent. Awesome stuff. I do like this fuck shed store thing. I'm glad it's catching on.
I taught kids to blow bubbles out of their nose when I taught swimming. Tell her it's the same thing. I would if we could go to a swimming pool.
I don't understand how you would ever teach them this.
Right. Yeah. It's difficult. And it's nap. Yeah. It is officially nap.
It is nap. I have to say, do you know what else is nap?
What?
Lockdown again. I mean, I don't want to get into the politics of that, but let's just breeze straight past that. We haven't even put the US election on there because, again, breeze straight. That's
universally nap. I think we can all agree.
We just need a screen wipe. I have to leave Belgium. I have to leave this beautiful, beautiful office that's in many respects actually much, much nicer than my own, and go back home. So I'll be saying goodbye to Belgium for now. And also because there's no lockdown, because there is lockdown, I can't have I have a man that comes around, cuts my hair. I have a barber comes around and snips on my hair. Not that I have very much.
All right, fucking white privilege.
I know, right? Check it at the door. But you'll notice it's getting a bit not too happy. So I need to go home and call that guy up. But he can't.
For him to tell you, fuck off.
Yeah. A man breaks in and cuts your hair. He does. He's like, right, get on the ground. Snip, 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 snip. How's your holiday? Oh, I haven't had one. Well, fuck you. And then he goes off again. Yeah. That's basically what happens, nobody.
What is lockdown, asks Wolfington.
What is lockdown? What is lockdown? Baby, don't hurt me. It's where a big man with a mop head hair tells us to go fuck ourselves, and then tells us to go and have some food, and then tells us to go fuck ourselves. And it's a lot of fun here. But
Nailed it.
what I will say is that the only person I can mingle with is someone in my bubble. The people in my bubble. You can be in a social bubble if you're a person on your own, which is me. So I am in a bubble with Jeremy's household.
This guy.
Which means that I can only see Jeremy's household, which means someone in Jeremy's household has to cut my hair. Answers on a postcard or the stream to tell us which member of your house should be cutting my hair.
Hey, maybe this could be a community goal.
What?
And we cut your hair live on Don't Get Me Started.
This was a really bad idea. Like, I was just joking. I'm not letting you.
I knew you were joking, and I knew you would say it on stream, and I've been waiting to say that since you brought up the idea in our pre-stream chat.
Oh my god.
Grambo has offered to do it. That's fine. He can do it, but it'll be on Don't Get Me Started.
Grambo's going to come up.
Grambo is my father-in-law, the aforementioned father-in-law, by the way.
Oh my god. Like, I don't mind it. No one can fuck this bit up, right? Because there's no real hair here. And honestly, if this all went, it'd be an interesting test. But this bit is really, it needs it needs careful attention. You know, otherwise I'll be wearing that Toriel mask the whole fucking time. Just be like, why are you wearing the Toriel mask, Alex? It's like, because Grambo fucked my hair up. Why are you wearing this? Somewhere under here.
This chat is on fire. Eddie Stone says, the child does the haircut. It's the only reasonable answer. Hannah haircut, says Keris. Live haircut in the shed.
I'm fine with all of this. Let's do it. There's nothing. I won't say no to any of this. Honestly, if Hannah wants to cut my hair,
we can even pre-record it and do it in front of the shed, or in the shed. I've put stuff in the shed now. You understand the point of a shed, right? So
we just thought it was just to give you something to rant about. By the way, that's the problem. Like any good TV series, eventually it runs out of ideas. So now you've got the shed. How do we keep shed store current?
I'm going to stop you there. It's very, very easy to piss me off. The next shed store is waiting round the corner. Give it till the weekend. I'm sure we'll have a new shed store.
And a haircut. Live haircut in the shed. You don't shave yourself. Actually, yeah, I do. I could do it right now. I actually do have a shed. I don't know why I'm don't mind the size of it. I have some clippers and I do it myself. But it's actually, despite my best efforts, still not as good as the real thing. By which I mean Coca-Cola.
Did he say about the door handle? No, I didn't. Yeah, that's the other thing. They didn't provide a door handle for the door. So it's just a piece of wood, basically. And you're like, I can't get in. How do you open this thing? And no door handle. And in the absence of a padlock, because, okay, that one was on me. I probably should have had that prepared. In the absence of a padlock to shut the shed, we shut it with a pencil. Classic, secure, can't break into the shed pencil.
Do you know something? Sometimes you hear these apocryphal stories, and I say apocryphal because they're almost certainly absolute bullshit, about times when children at school, especially in their upper sixth or in their like the last year of being at secondary school or last year of high school, if you're American, I suppose, where they tell you a story about something they did as a prank to their teacher. And one of the ones I heard was they got a teacher's car and they undid all the bits of the car until all they've got is a load of bits of the car. They took the car inside and then re-put the car together in the school hall, or they've re-put the car together on top of the school roof or something like that. And in each situation, it's a different set of people who are like, my brother heard someone in the year above him did this thing. Point one, they never did. That's bullshit. That never happened. And I don't care if someone in stream is saying that happened to them right now. It never happened. But I would love if myself and Eddie Stone went round to your house in the dead of night and unscrewed all of your shed and then took it outside and put it in your parking space on the road like that and redid it all up again like that. But I'm not going to do it. All I'm going to do is going to tell you that I did it next week.
Okay.
I'll say,
Do you want to hear an upper sixth car related story that is true and is funny?
Yes.
So a friend of mine who, for his own protection, will remain nameless, and you don't know them before you start guessing. had run-ins across the whole of school with this insufferable deputy head who was such a massive cunt, right? And so on his last day of sixth form, after me, he, and another of our friends decided at lunchtime it would be a fantastic idea to go down the pub and get smashed before we came back to school for the afternoon of the last day.
Yep, the very last time.
We came back to the school. He took his lunchbox to the bathroom with him, took a massive steamy dump inside it, and then took the lunchbox with the shit inside to deposit it on the windscreen/bonnet of said teacher cunt's car.
Teachers. Oh my god! And you can say hand on heart,
100% true story because I was there.
Yeah, no, I love it. That's fine. I mean, I love it how it says Nana Kay says it happened in a Welsh college. I just looked at her like, this is what I mean. I mean, as much as I have respect for Nana Kay, I don't believe it. One time, speaking of shits, I'll tell you a story. We had some friends of ours. Now, they told us this story happened, so I can't prove that it did. But these guys are really awful, terrible bastards, and they definitely did this. And they used to have a game, and you can play this with your friends if you want. Harder to do in lockdown, but you can play it at some point, called Hide the Shit. And what they did, so they took it in turns, well, to have a shit, and then take that shit that they have shit themselves and hide it round their friend's house. And they'd all, at some point, eventually, you look behind the curtains, and you're like, oh, fucking hell. Trevor's left a shit behind here. But you have to be creative about where you hide the shit. Somebody wrapped it up in cellophane, put it in like a Ziploc plastic bag, and put it in their cistern. Like, you have to be creative about where you hide the shit. And like one person couldn't
This is
find...
an eating-friendly show, says Lady Sora.
Hey, on your head be it. Buyer beware. Caveat emptor, motherfucker. Yeah. And one person, they couldn't find a shit. They couldn't find a shit until one day at breakfast when somebody was making their toast. They were just trying to butter the toast, and they were scraping the butter out of the margarine tub, and they managed to break through that final layer of margarine, and there was the shit. Because what had happened is the guy had taken all of the margarine out of the margarine tub, put the shit on the bottom, and then packed the margarine back on top of it. So one day in the future, they'd finally find the shit. And he won Hide the Shit, and you can too. I wonder about people's ability to produce perfect pranking poos on demand. Produce perfect pranking poos is such a wonderful alliteration, and I love you for it.
It is. It takes work, let it be said. You've got to know your schedule, and you've got to work with it. Got bolognese, says Lady Sora. Just saying.
I'm not going to play. Evan, you don't have to play. You don't have to play.
No.
I wouldn't play.
We do not endorse this idea and or product in any way.
It's a fun anecdote, but it will remain there. I have never done it. My friends that told me this story, and this was a live action role play thing, these guys are proper northern lads, and I have zero question marks, as it were, as to whether it actually happened. Because they're terrible bastards. I love the way you say margarine. Margarine. I'm very British.
That's how we all say margarine.
I mean, that is true, but I'm posher than
How do Americans say margarine?
Margarine? They don't. They just name it by the brand, right? They
butter.
Butter. I want to put some butter.
We don't use margarine. We use butter. Margarine.
Margarine.
Yeah, they can't say aluminium, so I've got no hope in their ability to say margarine.
Margarine. Margarine? Like margarita. That reminds me, I should get another drink.
Margaret!
Margaret, come back here. Right. Just saying, maybe we should kick Alex out of our support bubble. Young boy for sale. He's going cheap.
Right, we have spent 45 minutes on This Is Happening.
And it worked.
So, shall we move on to another segment? What direction would you like to go in?
Do you know what? I don't want to do too much work.
Okay.
So Can we do? We could do. Don't get me started. I don't know if people really want a Star Trek heavy thing, or whether we just do Cool Wall that totally isn't ripped off from Top Gear, because that at least makes the chat a bit more united behind cool shit. Otherwise, it might just be me, you, and a couple of other people talking about how I haven't watched Voyager yet. But we can get to it. I'm just saying.
Sure. So you want to go for the Cool Wall, do you?
I do want to go for the Cool Wall. Yes, might have dropped my internet connection a bit there. You did. You can come to us, Alex. We'll make a better GGMS. Cash and nudity. Yes, let's do Cool Wall.
Okay, here we go. Bow, bow, Cool Wall. It totally isn't ripped off. Right. So, would you like to explain how the Cool Wall works for people who have not tuned into us or Top Gear?
I feel... Yes, I mean, I don't think I really want to be associated with Top Gear, but at any rate, the way this works is that you in the chat volunteer suggestions for... sorry, I was just checking how everything was plugged in for a moment. You in the chat volunteer suggestions of things that happen in the world, things that are things, and we, myself and Jeremy, will judge whether they are hap or nap, or mega hap, or mega nap. So hap is good, nap is bad. And those are options. So if you say things and then we get to put them on the Cool Wall, which is an abstract metaphorical concept and not a real wall.
It's everywhere.
But
it's there.
It's everywhere. Alex is into has been. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. I can see it's being. I'm all over the place. Sorry about that.
Well, the good news is he'll be back in his own flat with an Ethernet connection next week. So
yeah. This is I won't be probably doing anything more after this, and then I'll be back on Tuesday. So just get through today. Let's just get through tonight. Might do Saturday. Anyway, if this gets political, I'm out. No political. Not tonight. Not like this. Not like this.
Yes, no politics. That we can come back to any kind of political nonsense when the world / America isn't on fire. That's fine. So lag, says Keris. I think that's a fairly easy one to kick us off. Shall we try and do it together on 3, which will be on 5 for you because you're a bit laggy?
I'll count 5.
Okay. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Mega nap.
5. Mega hap. Nap. I was so eager to say hap. Yeah, it's mega nap. God, what's going on? I don't know that I can do anything about it. Yeah, it is
Let me
mega
just
nap.
refresh
I like how
your
Undertale
camera. See if that makes a difference. You never
mega
know.
hap. Head story is fucking mega nap. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Undertale lower.
I'm just going to refresh your camera if you could stop always be chatting for a second. It's just me. I may have broken him completely.
I can still talk. There? I can hear you.
You can hear me. Yeah.
I'm saying
whether anybody else could.
Yeah, I have no idea. It looks like it should be back on, but
Yeah, we can hear you at least. I just
delay,
I don't think that you are very visible.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But do you want to pick some of these things off? You can read these things. What's Hades? Hades? You mean Hades?
Hades is the game that Wolfenstein was
as
playing.
In the underworld. Hades, or Hades. Oh, I see. I don't know the game, unfortunately. So I don't know. But Hades is hap. Hades until 4 a.m. is nap. I'll have to play it. You have to tell us more about it. Inquiring minds want to know. Jelly beans. Oh, you
jelly beans.
You know
yes,
I love.
Yes.
I bloody love jelly beans. I mean, I think they're mega hap. You might just think they're just hap.
I am not a fan of jelly beans, actually. So this is going to be a tough one to agree on.
We can't agree. We agree less about this than we do about Limmy, which is crazy when you think about it. I just think jelly beans are amazing. You picked a good one there, Lady Sora.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really eat sweets or candy at all. I just meh. I'd much rather have a packet of crisps than something sweet, if I'm quite honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I don't know if I would rather have, I was about to say I'd rather have a mini Cornish pasty, as is my want. But I don't know. We're never going to agree on this one. It can't go on the wall. I think it's mega hap. You think it's nap, probably. You probably
I
don't
think it's
think it's
nap.
horrible.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's mega
Yeah.
nap, but I definitely think it's nap. So I don't think
not
this
gonna
gets
get
on the
there.
wall.
Do you know the only way to do this is to say I want you to vote it onto the wall, and I have to. Then I owe you a concession later on. Like we like kind of, you know.
Okay,
see
so
what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying is you're giving me a veto
you-
right now to get it on the wall.
Yeah, you let Jelly Beans get on the wall, and you can then override me at a later point
Okay.
when I don't like.
I'm willing to concede that as long as it only goes up as hap rather than mega hap. I don't think I could live with myself with them being mega hap.
Oh man, but that's what I want. That's what I want. You know, by the way, this is obviously this is a conceit, if anyone knows what I mean, because like there's no real wall and I don't really care. Oh man. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock for it. Well, rock, paper, scissors for it. A Rochambeau for it.
A Rochambeau for it.
They're mega happy. A Rochambeau for it.
Yeah. I've got an advantage at rock, paper, scissors, I think. Oh no, you've got the advantage of rock, paper, scissors because you're lagging and you're like, what's he done? Oh, he's done rock 10 minutes ago. I guess I'll go paper then.
All right, idea. What if this happens? You leave it to the chat to vote. Feel free to vote on this one. Let's pick another one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We'll move on. You can vote on it. Do you agree with Alex that they're
Jelly beans are a solid mindless snack?
What do you think? They're nap.
Okay.
Like I do. Go for it.
Coming down.
The rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock reference was a reference to his previous suggestion for us to discuss on the cool wall that totally isn't ripped off from Top Gear. And that is modern day sitcoms.
Give me an example of a modern day sitcom.
The Big Bang Theory.
What? Oh, God. Well,
I don't think we're going to agree here either. I think this is going to be the most unsuccessful cool wall we've ever done.
Based on my reaction just then.
Yes.
Modern day sitcoms. Because there's one called Modern Family. I never watched that. But modern day sitcoms. What's that? The two girls that work in a restaurant one. I can't.
Two Broke Girls.
That one. Yeah.
I like that one too. I like that one too.
What's wrong with you?
Everything you've listed so far, I really enjoy. So Two Broke Girls.
I don't think
Big Bang Theory and Modern Family.
By the way, there are so many. When I'm watching NFL Game Pass, there's so many things in between that advertise. Next, it's some dude loves some woman, or next is Mom, and I'm like,
and there are some trash ones. Terrible. Mom looks trash,
and it's got Alison Janney from The West Wing, and I love her, but it does look trash.
Like there was Mike and Molly that lasted a while, and that's just atrocious.
See, I think more predominantly there is nap to be found. There's more shit in the system than gold in those hills. I'm telling you now.
I don't know. I think things like How I Met Your Mother really skew it towards hap, as long as you ignore the last season, which I think we can all agree didn't actually happen.
No, that is a great series. That's a great series. I mean, I don't know if Arrested Development is in this. I don't think it is because I don't think it's a sitcom in that sense. And I don't think Always Sunny in Philadelphia is either. So because I think they're both good. But oh man, I just think predominantly
I'm just going to go on a limb. I'm just going to go on a limb, and we'll see if we get there. I'm going to say hap.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm going to say nap.
That's the end of that then. I'll tell you what. Perhaps here is where we can compromise.
Okay. Oh, I see. Right.
So Jelly Beans get to be hap, if US sitcoms get to be hap.
See, I don't think I'll ever forgive my. Why do I care? This segment is just a reason to discuss things. I just don't. I can't think of a decent US sitcom, modern US sitcom, other than How I Met Your Mother. So I can't ever let it go. I just think they're happy in general. I think they're pap. Probably. I can't think of another one other than How I Met Your Mother, and I don't even watch that show. I don't know. Lower Decks is happy. You're not helping.
You are wrong. I will die on this hill.
This is the
Lower
hill
Decks
we will die on.
Is not hap.
Surely you just take an average. You would take an average, Eddie, but we need to list every single. Can I come back to you next week? Can we put this? Put a pin in this. I'll make a list.
We'd take an average if this were a democracy, but it is very much not.
No, I mean, well, it's a democracy of two. We both
We're
vote.
in charge here, motherfuckers.
Listen, I can't. I'm
not even to get jelly beans up there.
Most don't. I mean, an average of the two of you. Yeah, actually, for jelly beans, I'll average the word hap. I'll take the H from my hap and the AP from your nap and put it together to make an all new word, hap. No. Do you know what? I will happily leave jelly beans off the wall if I get to make sure Big Bang Theory stays off the wall. That's where I'm going.
If jelly beans doesn't go on the wall, then sitcoms don't go on the wall either. So
I know that. I'm fine with that. You're both pretty average, so it should work. Don't worry.
So what has basically happened in this segment is that nothing has happened. Nothing's gone on the wall. We've talked for 10 minutes, and we're going to move on to another segment. Is that pretty much the sum total?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't agreed with anything. I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool. No progress for anyone.
Well, if everything goes on the wall, I mean, we don't get any. Well, we do get somewhere, but then we just raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
Wait. What do you mean? Wait. We have spoken.
You want one more? Come on. Okay. Let's find. Do you want to find one more? I'm sure we can agree on it.
I don't really, but okay, sure. If you want it, how about my haps? What do you mean?
Oh, which one's your? Oh, well, we like your haps. They can go on the wall.
Big Bang Theory is hap. Yeah. Two Broke Girls is hap. Yeah, again, I think the chat has agreed with me that were the ones that I say are hap. And then there are lots of ones that are nap. Yeah.
I just think...
I tell you what. I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to move on.
Do it.
And we're going to move on to a segment that is a lot easier to do with lag because it involves us talking individually for prolonged periods. And that segment is Haters Gonna Hate.
Do it.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
And that's stuck in your head for a week. You're welcome.
A nice minimalist wall. It is. There's quite a lot of the wall on normally. Right. Haters Gonna Hate. Yeah, this section is where we hate on shit. Someone says something, we hate on it. So you just have to suggest. Oh man, people! You have to suggest things on the chat.
That's a softball. That's easy.
Tonk, do you want to take that?
Sure, man. Yeah. I'll hate on Shedster all fucking day. Well, tell you what, Russo, record us a little monologue of your haters going to hate for Shed Store, and we'll include it in next week's episode. I promise you. Right. So people, don't get me started on people, because of all of the species that exist, people are the worst. The people that we tend to deal with day to day can't even seem to grasp the intricacies of wearing a fucking mask to protect other people. And to me, that is the kind of pinnacle of selfishness. And it's, you won't wear a little piece of fabric over your face just to help your fellow man and to help society. And to add to this, I recently conducted a one-person experiment, that one person being me, of instead of wearing the fabric masks, can I possibly get away with, enjoy more, generally have a better time with a visor? And the answer is hell yeah. So I wear a visor when I go to the shops now and generally go out of places, and it's fucking amazing. So all of these people who sit back there and are like, oh, I can't breathe in this tiny piece of fabric, it's infringing on my rights, like, you've got no excuse. Just wear a visor. Visors are fucking fine. Visors are great. You can breathe fine in a visor because it's a good inch away from your face. There is no excuse for you to not wear any kind of face covering whatsoever. So that is a modern recent reason why people are shit. Another shining example is the world. I'm not going to get into the current political situation, but all you need to do is go on the internet and you will find that people are shit. As someone with an academic background in statistical analysis, I must inform you that a sample size of 1 is a totally acceptable number for an experiment. Exactly.
I disagree with that, but anyway, I don't like disagreeing with Future Wolfington. Carry on, sorry.
No, I'm done. Fuck people.
Fuck people. People are pricks. I mean, I don't want to politicize it, but there's a lot of people out there who are pricks right now. I'm so confused with the world. Let's have another
that's
look.
Some statistics for you. We've collected the exact number of pricks that exist currently in a certain part of the world. Rather than saying 1, Jez, say 100% of people surveyed said.
100% of the people surveyed said.
You've got it.
Lots of other things on here. I'm going to read them that I can see if you can hear me still because my internet's a bit weird. Was it Shed Store? Obviously, by the way, Evan, we've covered Shed Store and we all fucking hate it. But thank you, by the way, for reminding us of our hate. Fuck Shed Store. Voyager, Toriel, Jelly Beans, Alex being abroad. Obviously, that's bad. What do you think? I'm going to do one of these. Toriel... You got
to do Toriel, man. You got to do Toriel, and okay. You should really explain how this segment works for Evan before he gets upset at you ranting on Toriel.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Very good. Very good point. The best way this segment works is by taking things that we actually like and hating on them. Okay. So
the topics we are given, we must hate on them regardless of whether we like them or not.
Yeah, I've got to hate.
So no matter what Alex thinks of Toriel, he must now rip her to shreds in excruciating detail. And go.
Like, what is the fucking point of Toriel? I mean, the thing about it is she could just be a bit more straight. I mean, she basically could level with me a lot earlier. What is going on down there? There's a lot of interconnected family relationships in Undertale, not least the fact her connection to Asgore and her connection to the son that died and her connection to every child that's come through and her connection to me, right? And beyond that, there's other aspects which she still did not reveal. And if she could have been just a little bit more honest, then maybe she'd still be alive today. But yet she kind of like kept that from me, kept that from everybody. Disingenuous. That's what Toriel is. A snake in the grass. She can't be trusted. And it's no surprise that she ended up the way she did. Plus, let's face it, I was a 9-year-old girl with a stick. I mean, I've literally got the stick here. I mean, she's no great shakes in honesty or loyalty or defense, it would seem, because I beat her to death with a stick, right? So she's hardly the pinnacle of anything, really. She's hanging out in the ruins. I mean, frankly, she deserved to die. And that's all I've got to say on Toriel. And now, it got so bad that I'm wearing Toriel's face. I took her face
as a trophy.
Face. And there you go. And look at her. Look at her stupid, confused face. Yeah.
Nice. I dig it. He must rip her to shreds again.
Again. She
Fucking
killed her
Toriel
basically.
murderer.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works. That is how it works. It's impossible to hate jelly beans. Well, it isn't because Jeremy,
Because I do.
which is why it's unfair to make him hate jelly beans. But what I'll say about jelly beans is, like, what is the fucking point of jelly beans? Can I just say, there are lots of sweets out there that you could choose. When I go down to Carrefour here in Belgium, there's an entire aisle of sweets that we don't get at home. Wonderful, wonderful sweets. And jelly beans are basically, do you know what? Jelly beans I hate in exactly the same way as I hate M&Ms. M&Ms are fucking pointless. Right? M&Ms are worse. I don't want to get into that. But like, there's so many colors of M&Ms, right? But yeah, they're all just basically chocolate. Jelly beans, once you start putting them in your mouth in a big lump, right? They're all just one flavor. And they're all just same tiny, same shape, same texture. And everyone reveres jelly beans. Like, they're amazing. But then, you know, all these other ones, all these other Haribo get shapes like strawberries or cola bottles or flumps. There's so many different sweets. Jelly beans have this strange place in people's hearts, probably because they like them as a kid. But ultimately, they're just oval fruit sweets. Get over your fucking self. Stop saying that they're the best when they're not. Do you know what? I'll tell you something the other day. I went into Carrefour and I had jelly beans in one hand and Happy Haribo Life fruit sweets, whatever they're called, in the other hand. And I put the jelly beans back. I was like, well, that tells you everything. In the choice I made, I did not choose jelly beans. Fuck jelly beans.
Haribo are shite, so F you. Yeah? Jelly beans, Haribo, both shite. M&Ms, you have offended Captain Soro. Remember, Captain Soro, you can unfollow him rather than me.
Oh, and by
you
the
might
way,
as well be a murderer
like
with the opinion on M&Ms.
Oh yeah, no, I'm more. What's the fucking point of M&Ms? I just don't get what the point of M&Ms are at all. You go to the M&M store and they've got these beautiful colors in a row, and I'm like, wow, which one shall I have? And they're like, daddy. No one's saying it to me. I'm like, fuck off. I don't have a kid. Your dad's over there. Just another bald dude. Fuck off. I want sweets. I want the red ones. I want the blue ones. Doesn't matter. So you know,
have you not had crispy M&Ms?
Oh yeah, in fairness, the ones that are designated as actually, or like peanut M&Ms, in fairness, aren't the same as the ones, but like the chocolate ones, what's the difference?
Oh, yeah, no. Peanut M&Ms and crispy M&Ms shit all over chocolate M&Ms, but still, these things are still M&Ms.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I quite like peanut M&Ms, but I like peanut things. I won't hear. Well, I mean, I could, I could probably.
I will not stand by while the good name of Haribo is slandered.
No, right?
Man, we're losing everyone tonight.
I know, but that is
the sweets and candies were such a controversial topic.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. They have flavored M&Ms too, not in this country. They have chocolate. Go fuck yourself. They do have biscuit and peanut, and crispy M&Ms. Just rewriting that on the fly.
We're entering that time of the year, folks.
These are a few of my favorite things.
I think we have well and truly hated and hated a bit more.
Yeah, I did. So if your hating thing has not been picked,
save it for next week. I did notice that Evan tried to throw in Sans, and we shouldn't do 2 Undertale ones in a trot, but I will let you mull that over for a week, and we can cover Sans next week.
Yes. He is Undertale lover.
Yeah. Because we love Sans, so that's going to be really fun to
we do love Sans.
To hate on. Yeah.
I'm just trying to catch all these things I didn't read, but I do like the fact that I think Captain Sora said something about if I had a son, if Alex had a son, would he call him Harry? Harry Borton. Harry Boton? Because I'm a Borton is an Ort sound. I don't know if that is that. Anyway, do you want to do then? I'm just trying to unwork that one. Sorry. Sometimes it's interesting when you're trying to have a conversation, you know that they can't explain themselves. Do you want to do Am I the Arsehole?
I do, because a bit of a twist this week. and I've got a bit of a doozy. So yes, I will play the sting, and we will go straight into the segment that we love and we like to call "Am I the Asshole?"
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
And I need to go over here. So today, rather than our usual picking up these stories from Reddit, the first one that I have got is actually from the press, just from local news. Not local to us, obviously, because it's from an Australian website, but a news story that is such an "Am I the Arsehole?" And credit to Keris for passing this on to me, because
Good work.
it's golden. And I'll read it out. It's a bit long, which is why I didn't put it on the screen, because it wouldn't fit. So settle in, pour yourself a nice drink, grab yourself some crispy M&Ms, and here we go. A mum has been left raging after her ex dropped off the wrong baby. Gina was in the middle of a work call when her ex, Sean, dropped off her 17-month-old son at the house after a week at his place. He silently placed the sleeping little boy in his carrier on the floor and crept back outside. It was around 10 minutes later, when the toddler started to cry, that Gina made a shocking discovery. I immediately noticed that this was not my son. And as my son has blue eyes, and this baby had green eyes. Gina obviously is a detective. Taking off the baby's hat also showed dark blonde hair, and not my son's light brown hair. I immediately called Sean in full panic mode, telling him to bring me the correct child right this second. Sean, you get back here with the correct child. By way of explanation, Sean also has another son with Lydia. She's very specific about the names. Who was born about 6 weeks after Gina's kid.
I think I see where this is going.
Sean's a player. For the first year of the babies' lives, their respective mums had full custody, with their dad visiting on a regular basis. But after the boys' first birthdays, I can see chat streaming, but obviously I'm looking over here and not reading it. Sean got 50-50 custody, having the kids on even weeks. This means Sean has both boys at the same time, Gina says. He pushed for this as he wanted week on, week off from looking after kids. He also requested this so that his sons could bond, but his primary motive was getting time off. This arrangement has only been in place for around 5 months, so Gina was seriously angry that Sean had already mixed up the kids. She called him in a rage, demanded he bring back the correct baby as soon as possible. Thankfully, Sean hadn't made it to Lydia's place yet, and made it back to Gina's place in around 10 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ, it was the worst 10 minutes of my life, but Sean came back smiling, carrying my son, and says in the most condescending tone of voice, "See, he's fine, no harm done." I told him that we were fixing this custody agreement. He's not having both boys alone again. He couldn't tell his own sons apart, so the solution here is for him to not be in a position to confuse them. I want to know that I have my child, not Lydia's. Well, you recognized it, so no problem, right? I don't feel that it's much to ask for. I trusted that Sean, as a father, knew the difference between his children, which clearly he does not. Sean didn't react well to the news that Gina was now considering amending their custody agreement and called her selfish and crazy. Quote. He tried to argue that his own parents had brought the wrong child home from nursery without a half-sibling to excuse it. Sean also tried to claim that the mistake harmed neither baby, so Gina did not need to worry. He says that I'll be causing undue harm to all 3 guys in this situation, as the kids won't get to bond. Sean won't get any time to himself, as he has Lydia's son on even weeks and mine on odds, meaning that he'll be more exhausted and it will decrease his income, and as he won't be able to work overtime, which he currently does in his weeks without the boys. After that, Gina didn't know how to feel, worried that she had overreached when she threatened to change the custody agreement. I could easily be acting irrationally, she said. That is not a direct quote. No woman has ever said that in their life.
I might be in the wrong.
I might be acting irrationally. If I'm doing that, then the risk is that the main person I will harm is my son. I'd be affecting his relationship with his father and half-brother, which I have no intention of doing, apparently.
They never said this.
Would I be an arsehole for insisting on making the necessary changes so Sean doesn't have both boys simultaneously again?
That's a good story. Before we get into this, there's some stuff in the chat that I love.
There seems to be quite a lot. Hang on. Scrolling.
Oh,
My fucking
all
God.
of Future Wolfenstein stuff, by the way. The Future Wolfenstein one I missed was fun story about Haribo, who once left a £1 bag in the car and came back and it was a big giant gummy bear brick. That sounds fucking amazing. But the baby's countenance is most acceptable. Look at that face. That face is outstanding. It's like, oh no, you did. Tamsanaki was like, is this from a modern sitcom? I changed my mind. So,
how
who's
the
the
hell
arsehole
can
here?
you get the wrong baby, says Lady Soro.
I mean, they're just babies. They both look like potatoes, right? I mean, maybe they're a bit older now, but it seems to be a baby. I think it's an easy mistake to make. And I think
17 months is definitely
what is that?
recognizable.
What is that,
I've got
4
to
years?
say. Can you maths or
Right.
how many months in a year, Alex?
Too many. It's 36 months to 2020 already. Okay, so 17 months, which is just under 18 months. So,
Correct. And that is maths.
oh man, I use maths in my job as well. In statistics. I don't think, like, it happens, right? You're distracted. You've got 2 kids. You bring in one, and then you go, oh my God, I made a mistake. And then she's like, right, for this one mistake, fuck you. You're never getting the babies again, or whatever the fuck she said. I think it's an overreaction. I mean,
So I think Nova makes a really good point.
okay.
She might have checked that she had the right child before letting him go. I don't know. Yeah, she might have been available to welcome her own child home after a fucking week of it not being there.
She left it in the hall near the umbrella stand. Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you,
just leave it there.
If somebody brought me my child back after a week, you bet your ass that I would at least be there to go, oh, hi, how was your week? You know, is there anything I should know about the child? Does he or she hit their head, or, you know,
eyes color changed,
done any new tricks, anything, you know?
You shouldn't have to check it's your baby, no, but you should have been there to, like, present. You know.
Yeah, it's 17 months old. It shouldn't be left unsupervised, like, for a second, let alone 10 minutes while you just, hang on, I'm just talking to Dave from marketing, just finishing up some work. No. 17 months old, it needs to be fucking supervised. So perhaps if you were present in your child's life, you might have noticed it was not your fucking child.
Yeah,
and you didn't notice immediately, really. You only noticed when you looked into the child's eyes and took his hat off.
Yeah, maybe he's asleep.
So don't be quite as high and mighty about it as you are, because you almost missed it too, bitch.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what Ankeris is like. I mean, both boys might have been asleep, wearing hats. Nova's like, if she didn't notice right away, why would she expect him to? That's case dismissed. Clonk, clonk. Well done, Nova. If you were a lawyer, I'd be like, you must be a lawyer.
Executive producer, Dick Wolf.
Yeah, case dismissed.
I think they're both assholes, and they shouldn't have procreated. That's often the case on Am I the Asshole? When it comes to parents and children, the answer is nobody in the situation should have procreated.
Yeah. Yeah. Mistakes have been made by both of you. Being swapped with it. I like it. It's like, by the way, he was taken home, that his parents took home the wrong kid one time. I'm like, did they take him back, or is he still the wrong child? It's like, funny story. It's like, yeah, did that get rectified? Oh no. Right. Like,
here's your child. That's not my child. Oh, well, the nursery's like 10 minutes away. Fuck that.
There is an Aaron Gallo that is a lawyer in Connecticut that uses my email address as his. Close enough to being like, you should get involved in that. It's like, you should just email shit back. It's like, I didn't see any evidence. We've lost the gun. We don't know where it is. Move to strike.
Other such legal terms that you've picked off Law and
Holding.
Order. Thanks.
A legal block in the back.
They should not have coitus. I see that. That's a callback.
fucking?
That's a callback to our Big Bang Theory conversation earlier. I see what you're doing.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a Lebowski reference. Either way.
Shall we crack on with our second Am I the Arsehole?
I love reading these because this is a bit long. I love reading these because I haven't read them. It's in front of me, but I haven't read them, so I quite enjoy it. I tell you want me to read this one out.
I do. I spoke for ages, so
I enjoyed it.
Big
so
butts
this one I'm reading. So the one you read, by the way, that was from the paper. That was in a newspaper. This one I presume is just not from the newspaper.
This is your bog standard Reddit. Am I the Arsehole? Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, read along in your heads. Okay, I've been dating this guy, Mark, who has a 14-year-old kid, Jennifer, for a while now. Well, for 14 years.
Exactly.
I have only met her a couple of times, so we aren't that close. I started seeing her often after I moved in with Mark during his custody time. I'm dating this guy, Mark. I have only met her. Oh, I see. I've only met her, Jennifer, a couple of times, so we aren't that close. I started seeing her often after I moved in with Mark during his custody time. We get along fine, and I think we are bonding well. There is just one issue. Since I grew up in poverty, I hate wasting food. Jennifer has an issue with food. I'm not talking about being a little cranky when hungry. She would cry and scream and even break things if dinner gets delayed by half an hour. During her last visit, work was very hectic for me and Mark. Mark had to go to office while I work from home. Since I knew how busy I would be end of day and how Jennifer gets, I woke up early, prepared breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I informed her the same. End of the day, I'm in so many meetings and called, and Jennifer barged in 15 past her dinner time and told me, serve her dinner. Is this verbatim? Is this how they wrote it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to read it like that. And told me, serve her dinner. I reminded her that dinner was in the fridge and all she had to do was heat it up. She comes back 15 minutes later and told me she threw the food away. Now she wanted me to give her a snack for the time being and make her something else. I told her that I'm not going to do that. And then locked myself inside the study.
Which is the adult response, obviously.
I told her, I'm not going to do that. I could hear her screaming and crying, and I refused to give in. I stayed in the study the whole time. Once my work was done, 2 hours later, she was still crying. She never heated the dinner. Well, it was in the bin by now. She tried it cold. She didn't like it. Threw the entire dinner for 3 away, and then started demanding me for a freshly cooked dinner. She begged me to cook her something, and I told her that I already did cook her something, and then she threw it away. I told her I can almost see the chat now, but I told her she can either cook for herself or wait until her father comes home and he can cook for her. I went to bed hungry as I was so tired, and you hadn't eaten. That was the main reason you were hungry. Next day, Mark told me that he didn't get home until midnight, and she was still sobbing when he arrived. Although he agrees that Jennifer was acting entitled, he also says that I should have cooked her something once my work was done, as I knew about her food issues instead of letting her cry for hours. I got pissed off and told him that I'm not cooking for either of them anymore. Am I the arsehole here? Edit, she isn't diagnosed with anything.
Wolfington cutting straight through the bullshit. I don't condone child abuse, but man. Right. I also loved Captain Sora's fuck me, bring me Solo and the Wookiee much. Massive Jabba the Hutt vibes.
14, make your own food. That's it. When I was reading that at the start, I was saying, like, this is a 14-year-old. I've only met her a couple of times, and obviously I understand that now. But when I read 14-year-old, Jesus, come on, man. Get it together. It's not that hard to reheat for. What's her issue? Is this just a pushing boundaries thing? It's like, I've got a problem with food so that I can use it all the time when clearly I could just eat. It's like, if you're,
that's like a 6-year-old thing, though. That's not a 14-year-old thing. Like, we should be well past this kind of bullshit by the age of 14. At the age of 14, she should be really like testing out her palate and starting to try new things again, rather than just going, oh, I don't like that. Make me something else.
Future Wolverton, my mother, who is a saint, would have fucked me up if I pulled that shit. Like, I would never even consider pulling that shit. I mean, like, you know, if Captain Brilliant was here, and maybe other people say it as well, it's like, if you don't want to eat that food, you go hungry. You just eat it. Eat the food you're given. It's like, I've offered you this food. And not only did she not want it, she could just put it back in the fridge. That's not for me. But she threw it away. Like, it's just not only that's the worst part. It's like, I hate this so much. I'm going like,
I threw away everybody's food, not just my portion. I threw away everybody's food. And this whole she was sobbing the whole time thing, I don't buy that bullshit for a fucking minute. She was sobbing the moment she heard, you know, whatever this person's name is coming near. I'm like, oh, she's coming. Is she gone? Okay. All right. And then Daddy comes home. Daddy.
Like, I know how like this woman's like, I have a thing about wasting food. I'm like, we all do, really. None of us want to waste it. None of us are sitting around. We all would rather we'd gone, oh fuck, I forgot about that food. We'd all rather we remembered to freeze it or done something right. But like, nobody thinks this is okay, regardless.
No. I don't know, man. I could take or leave this caviar I've got lying around, to be honest.
With all those bits you're getting. I don't think this woman is going to be dating this guy anymore. I'm just saying now, I think this relationship is done. I'd be surprised if they're still together.
I don't really think that she is cut out for the parenting thing. And don't get me wrong, it's probably very difficult to be thrust into parenting a teenager, especially a teenager of this level of twat. But you're right. And
yes,
could the mother have handled this differently? Or, you know, the mother, the girlfriend to the father have handled this differently? Yeah, she probably could. And probably should have given her probably could have given her a pack of crisps or something at the end of the night. Yeah, you're not having a proper meal, but, you know, here's a slice of bread. Or, like, go to bed with your bread and water, bitch. Don't throw away my fucking spaghetti bolognese.
You know what? I'm fine with this. I don't have kids, as I've said a couple of times before, and on this stream, and so I probably don't. I mean, I can have an opinion, but people that do probably want to say something different. But I'm fine with all of this. I'd be like, no, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have locked myself in anywhere. I just stood there going like, no, this is the food. That's what you get. And I just would never. I wouldn't even say give her a crisps. I'm like, look, this is the food you're eating. If you don't eat it, then that's what. I'm not cooking you anything else. What, you insane? I cooked. This is. I already cooked for you. I've fulfilled the requirement. I said, but I want something different. So, shut the fuck up, man. I haven't got time for that shit. So no. Eat it or starve. Yes, I'm up for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
The author needs to accept that she's handled it badly by reacting in a similarly petulant way. You can reason with 14-year-olds. Don't run away. Don't run away. Don't run away. Talk to the kid calmly and reasonably. There you go. It's good advice.
It is.
I mean, it's not. She's not your kid. So this guy better be awesome. I mean, this guy. If this guy is even slightly mediocre, like this is the end of it. And that's probably what the kid wants. It's like, you're not my mum. I'm going to get rid of you. And it's like,
I'm going to throw away your 3 portions of food that you've cooked for me.
Do you know, I'd like to think that I would really be really firm on this. One time I had to look after my nephew because my brother had gone on an anniversary dinner, so I had to look after him all day, and he was a little shit all day, and he'd just been really horrendously horrible when we were playing golf. He kept just kicking everyone's ball out of the way and throwing the clubs around the stuff and doing stuff like that. It was a pitch and putt. It's only putting. We didn't have like a whole bag full of golf clubs or anything like that. And he was just a little shit all day. You have
selected the 9 iron.
Your
ball is in the parking
lot.
Thank you for the bit.
Would you like to play again? No, he was a total shit. And I had bought Lego Avengers or Lego Marvel superheroes on the PlayStation because that was going to be the reward at the end of the night. But he was a total shit. And at the end, like, I was like, right, time for bed. And he was being a shit. And I'm like, do you know what? We'll calm him down. Let's play Lego Avengers. And totally caved. And he was like, wow, this is amazing. So what he learnt was that he can act like a shit and he still gets Lego Avengers, mainly because I wanted to see what it was like. But I mean, I just that's one of my biggest regrets in life is letting my nephew play Lego Avengers. I feel like
I wouldn't have done that myself. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But you learned. The
I
regret
did.
means that there was a lesson that you've learned and you won't do that again. The next time he stabs someone, you'll discipline him in some way.
If we find out that he kills someone in the long run, then I'll be like, I think that might have been on me. He'll be in court going, Alex should never have let me play Marvel Lego or whatever. And I'd be like,
today I will present to you the argument as to why I'm innocent of this crime on the basis that my uncle let me play a video game after I was a total prick.
After I was a dick.
So in summation, everyone's an asshole. More people that should not have procreated.
Yes.
Let's move back to our regularly scheduled double count.
Face. Well, guys, look.
And that about wraps it up for
that.
Don't Get Me Started.
Takes us home, doesn't it? Because
it does. We are ready to drop you over to Captain Soro. But before we do, let's just quickly take a look at what else is coming up on the Jez Show Network for the rest of the week.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's not the right thing. That's the right thing. So the rest of this week, including right the fuck now, Captain Soro is playing F3AR at 10:30 each day. Tomorrow, it's a triple header at 7 p.m. Research 1 is completing his first stream. He's playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, followed by me on this channel, playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the third time. Beautiful, beautiful game.
Nice.
Soro is alone on Friday at 10:30, and we finish off the week on Sunday in Little Cute Girl's kitchen as she makes crab rangoon. Now, I understand, just as an aside, that you may slot in there on the empty Saturday and do something, possibly, maybe.
Yeah. Couple of things. Yeah. So what I will say, as we're like doing plugging our own shit and all that stuff, if anybody wants to follow me, they can. I love follows. And you can follow me at Always Be Chatting. Always Be Chatting on Twitch. I might be doing something on Saturday. Yeah, I don't know really, because I'm about to leave Belgium and not see my girlfriend and then go into lockdown. And I'll be happy to join Bubble and Haircut World, but she will be unhappy to have me leave Belgium. So I would imagine I probably won't do anything else this week and we'll just sit.
I wouldn't suggest it. No. Yeah.
I have spoken to her. Thank you very much for sticking that thing up. Yeah. I don't know. She's getting a cat on Saturday in the middle of the day. So it's a possibility I might stream on Saturday. So I'll put something in the Discord. So if you're all part of the Discord, then you can see.
If she's getting a cat on Saturday, you are not doing fuck all on Saturday. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. So do you know what? I'm tempted, and I don't know if Evan is still here. I don't know if he is, but I'm tempted to play Doki Doki Literature Club on Saturday for 6 hours straight until it's done, and just like play it. But I mean, it's the middle of the day, so I don't know who's going to come and watch that. But I will think about it. So I'll put something in the Discord.
Yeah, anyway. Watch the Discord, watch social media. We'll let you know. Other than that, thank you to Tamzanaki for the 25 bits. I fully appreciate bits even more on this show because when the notification comes up, it covers your face, and that's amazing.
It's like, here's some stuff you're not getting. Go fuck yourself. That's fine. It's fine. I understand. I know my role and shut my mouth. And I don't at any time shut my mouth.
And on that note, this is where we close. Thank you very much for joining us. Now that the lag has gone, I will ask you in the traditional fashion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy killing the fuck out of Toriel?
10, motherfucker!